love that we have hot water though. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I would do with hot water, without hot water running over my hands. My hands would hurt so much. I think that's the only thing that keeps my hands from hurting. When I was very ill a few years ago, it was my uterus. I ended up having to have a full hysterectomy in 2005. So, trigger warning, I'm going to be talking about women's stuff. So, if you don't want to hear, I'd click off right about now. So, what had happened was I started my period one day. Normal, you know, you start your period, you're cramping a little bit. You're like, oh no, not that time of the month again. And so, I was going through that, and then I get over day after day after day after day after day, just would not stop. It would not stop. And it just kept going and going and going. And I ended up, so that was like, I think it was maybe June or July, because my mother and my sister and I went and visited my brother in Utah, and I was having my period the whole time we were gone. And then some, you know. So I ended up having a period for solid every single day. I was on vitamins, extra vitamins, stuff like that, because it was just, I was so tired. It was just day after day after day. And so finally went to the doctor. I tried to go to a couple of other doctors. I was, no, wait, I'm wrong, back up. Okay, so I had my period for a solid 6 months. Let's just make a long story short. Solid 6 months on my period, a solid 6 months. And so I finally went to my OBGYN, and they did an ultrasound, and they couldn't figure it out, why I was, so he did what they call an endometrial ablation, which is they're closing your cervix, surgically closing your cervix. It's not a hysterectomy. So they just surgically closed my cervix, and he said I would not have a period for up to 5 years. And I'm like, sweet. And so 2 years into that, I started menstruating with a surgically closed uterus or cervix or whatever. Yeah, uterus. So they couldn't figure out what was going on. So the endometrial ablation that I had that was supposed to last for 5 years only lasted for 2 years. And it caught us all off guard, and nobody could figure out what was wrong with me. And so I was just going to doctor after doctor after doctor, and a couple of doctors, because I was in so much pain. I mean, I'm menstruating internally, and then the blood is coagulating in my uterus, seeping out into my system, poisoning me. I was in so much pain. I've never felt any, I mean, it was, having a baby didn't even compare. Seriously. It was worse than contractions. So, I'm sure nothing a man could handle. I'm not trying to be mean, but that's how the woman body is built to endure. That's what we're built. We're built to endure. So, I was menstruating internally, and I was, the blood was coagulating in my uterus and seeping into my system, causing pain, and I was poisoning myself. I was so sick. And finally, pardon me. So finally, I went to my OBGYN. And I said, I don't know what's wrong. It hurts so bad, blah, blah, blah. He did an ultrasound. I wasn't hurting that day of my appointment. I said, it doesn't hurt today, but it's been hurting the majority of the time. And so he did an ultrasound. Didn't see nothing. And I said, well, doesn't mean nothing's there, because I think I should be in pain when you do the ultrasound. So he said, okay. When the pain starts up, you come here and we'll do an ultrasound. No appointment necessary. Just walk in, tell the ladies, what's up, right? And so it happened, and the pain was so bad, and I went in there, and I'm like, okay, my whole fucking body hurts, all the way down to the end of my hair follicles. My fingernails hurt, everything. My eyeballs were throbbing, just boom, boom. It was terrible. You don't want to be poisoned with your own blood, that's for sure. Anyways, so they did the ultrasound, and they didn't really see anything. He said, we didn't really see anything, but doesn't mean nothing's there. So he said, what are we going to do? And I said, can I just get a hysterectomy? I'm done having kids. And he's like, sure. If it's okay with your husband. He's like, yeah, whatever she wants. Because when you're married and you're under a certain age, the husband has to consent to a hysterectomy. Yeah. Right? Anyway, so I had a full hysterectomy. I said, we opted maybe partial, but then he said, well, I can't guarantee that the pain's going to go away and blah, 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 blah. So I had the full hysterectomy. And yeah, he said when he pulled out my uterus, there was 3 inches of coagulated blood inside my uterus. And he said, oh, I so feel sorry for you. I'm so sorry. And he felt really bad because he had gone on a vacation while I was in pain. And so he was gone to Alaska for a few weeks. And then when he got back, my appointment was for right when he got back. And he said, man, I'm sorry. If I had any indication that you were in this much pain, and I know what kind of pain you're in because I know I can see it, medically. And he said, man, I would not have gone to Alaska. I'm like, Doc, really? Come on now. You need to have your life too. You can't let this place roll your life, dude. So he's like, yeah, you're right. Blah, blah, blah. So I said, don't feel bad about that. That's crazy to feel bad about that. So, but yeah, he felt bad about being on vacation while I was here in this much pain. And after the operation, they were struggling really hard to get my pain down to a dull roar right immediately after the operation. And so I'm in massive pain. I just had the operation, and was not good. I couldn't push the button, the medicine button. And I'm trying and I'm trying and I'm trying, and it's not clicking, but I keep doing this, right? And the nurse is like, oh, sweetie, you can only get it every 10 minutes. You have to wait. And I know I can't push it because I'm not pushing it. I know I'm not getting anything. So I have no pain medicines getting in me, bitch. Oh, I was so mad. So I'm like, I can't, because I'm out of it, right? And I finally said, no, this bullshit. I reached up and grabbed my husband's collar and I pulled him down. I slapped that button in his hand and I said, push the fucking button. And he's like, oh, dink. And I'm like, oh, hello? Why did the nurse not understand that I could not push the button? They need to understand that that happens. I didn't have the strength in me to push the damn button. Oh man, it was horrible. It was the worst. One of the worst days of my life. Oh, God. But, and then I was in the hospital about 3 days, and my room was like a bear cave. Well, don't fucking knock and come in. No. So my husband refused to leave, so they brought a little cot in for him to lay down. So he's sleeping. I'm watching TV, thinking, man, I think I can go home. And here comes my doctor, and he's like, tink, tink, tink. I said, come in. And he goes, oh. He goes, I tried to come last night, but it was quite the bear cave, is what he said. It was like walking into a bear cave. I said, I know, I'm sorry. I was in so much pain. I couldn't push the button in there. And he's like, oh. And I said, so Curtis has been pushing the button for me. And he's like, oh, okay. I said, but I really feel I can get up and walk around. So I got up and walked around kind of the hospital wall circle, or that floor circle. And I felt pretty good. I said, I think I'm ready to go home. I don't know why I'm still here. And they're like, well, with the complication and everything, my chest was released. So they had to do ba-boom, apparently, because it felt like a Mack truck had landed on my chest. But, so I was having a little bit of trouble breathing. So, but I was okay. And then my husband surprised me with a brand new bed when I got home. I had a brand new bed, brand new sheets, brand new. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. Oh, it was so cool to get in that bed. It felt so good. Oh man, it felt so good. Just brand new everything all the way around me. The bed was very comfortable. And so I was recuperating. I had to recoup for a couple weeks there. But, then I healed up and I moved on. The pain was gone, and I felt like I at the end of everything, I was in pain every single day, a 10, every day, every minute of every day for 7 solid months. Not kidding. And so it was terrible. It was terrible. And nobody wanted to. I was taking some pain meds, and I was stopping by Valley Medical Center, the hospital down there, and getting a shot of Toradol on my way to work every day. And the Toradol, and I wasn't a school bus driver at the time, but the Toradol would enhance the medicine that I was on. And my doctor said I could take more than prescribed. I'm not going to talk about that, but they're like 3x. I'm just like, stop. Don't say anything like that. I just did, so I might have to cut this out. Anyways, so when I finally realized, after doctors are accusing me of being a drug addict, I'm like, I'm not a drug addict. I'm in pain. It's excruciating, and nobody can figure out what's wrong with me, and I'm tired of doctors thinking I'm a drug addict, because I'm not. So I was off the pain meds 3 days after my hysterectomy. 3 days. I'm done. I said, I don't want to take them. I'm already addicted, so I don't want to take them. And it took a few weeks for me to get back to where I didn't want to take them. And the pain was way better. So, but then they were like, okay, you can't walk around very much and blah, blah, blah. But I did anyways, and my bladder fell. So I had to have that hinged up or netted up or whatever. So that was painful as well. All the surgeries and all the, I just feel like I've been running away from death every minute of every day. So my first really bad injury was my ankle. I had severed the main artery in my ankle when I stepped on a broken mayonnaise jar. So here's my foot. The jar's like this, and it's broken to a point, and I stepped on it, and it went like this, and it made a cut about a quarter of an inch wide. That was exactly where my main artery was, and it severed it. Just I'm just bleeding profusely. The whole block. I was 3 houses down from my house, and we were rummaging through. A bunch of hippies used to live there, and they left a whole bunch of crap. So we were rummaging in the yards, not in the house, but we would rummage through the yards, and that's how I stepped on that jar and severed my artery in my ankle. And so then I walked home, and every step it was terrible. Oh my God, it was awful. And even to this day, I have issues with my leg. So I don't know if maybe I'll put you on the floor and show you. Okay, so this is my ankle. As you can see, the blood vessels see, it's been like that pretty much my whole life. And it's gotten worse. It's all around the front of my foot and everything. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm almost 60, but that is that injury there. That was my first major injury. Yeah. So, every time, like, you know how you're walking and you go like this sometimes, and your foot kind of just goes like that. Oh man, I'm telling you, when I do that with that foot, I'm just like, my eyes start to water and I can't breathe because the pain is shooting up my fucking leg. Just, oh God, it's awful. Doesn't happen very often, but when it does, oh, it sucks so bad. So even to this day, I have pain with that injury. So, yeah. I don't know. I've had a lot of car accidents and injuries, and because I'm an accident waiting to happen, and I have lots of cuts and scars all over my arms and hands. There's a scar there and a scar there and a scar right there where I was washing a glass and almost took my knuckle off, marred my finger off, just right at the knuckle. You know, I got this scar and this scar and this scar and this scar. And this scar, and this scar. Yeah. So I have a lot of scars. And I think somebody were to say I died and they couldn't figure out who I was. They would see all the scars and assume I was a blind person. Yeah. There's a movie called, I think it's Jennifer 8. And she was murdered. And the autopsy guy or the investigation guy or whatever, he was investigating, and he would notice all of her bruises or all of her scars, her cuts and stuff around her hands and arms, and she had like 20, something like that. But they put a number out there, and he didn't know her, so he didn't know she was blind. Yeah, but he figured it out. Figured out who killed her and that she was blind, and that's how she got all the scars. And yeah, it's called Jennifer 8, I believe. It's a good movie. It's a B movie, but it's good. So I like it. I like it like that. Wanna want. I'm an idiot. Okay, so dishes are done, and refrigerator's cleaned out. Everything's clean. I'm gonna start cooking on some eggs. I'm making a video for that. Anyways, thanks for joining me, and please subscribe if you want to, and like this video, and leave me a comment. And I think that's about it, right? Oh, the bell to all notifications. Just do the all notifications, so you'll be notified. So you have 100 of those, and things are just popping up on your phone. You know what I mean? But anyways, have a great day. Bye.